Hello everyone, welcome back to Sulekha Physics classes. Hope you all are doing well. Today I am going to start next topic of chapter 2, that is dimensional analysis, right? Before starting this dimensional analysis, you must know about physical quantity. We already discussed in the previous video. Those quantity which can be measured either directly or indirectly. Right now, there are two types of physical quantity. One is fundamental or base physical quantity. Another one is derived physical quantity, right? How many fundamental quantities are there? 7 fundamental quantities right now: length, mass, time, temperature, luminous intensity, then electric current and amount of substance. Now what is derived quantity? Those quantity which depend on these fundamental physical quantities. Fundamental physical quantities are independent quantity and derived physical quantity depends on these fundamental physical quantities. Okay, so today I am going to discuss about the dimensions of these physical quantities, both fundamental and derived. So first, dimension of 7 fundamental quantity, right? Dimension of length. Dimension of length is capital L, and put this capital L within a square bracket. Dimension is always written within a square bracket and dimension of length is capital L. Dimension of mass, capital M within a square bracket. Dimension of time, capital T within bracket. Dimension of electric current. What is unit of electric current? Ampere. So here capital A is used to represent dimension of electric current. Dimension of temperature. Unit of temperature SI unit is Kelvin. So capital K is used to represent dimension of temperature. Dimension of luminous intensity. What is SI unit? Candela. So small c, small d within square bracket is dimension of luminous intensity. Dimension of amount of substance. What is the unit? Mole. So here dimension is MOL within square bracket. These are dimensions of 7 fundamental quantity. Now I am going to discuss about dimensions of a physical quantity, derived physical quantity, right? So basically, first 3 dimension of less, mass and time. These 3 are mostly used. Others are also used but in rare cases. Mostly first 3 are used to derive dimensions of derived physical quantity, right? Mass, length and time. So how you define dimension of physical quantity? Dimensions of a physical quantity are the powers. Powers, you can say exponent, to which the fundamental quantities are raised. These are fundamental quantities. So how much power it is raised? That power exponent is dimension. So dimensions are the powers to which the fundamental quantities are raised in order to obtain the desired quantity. For example, you have to calculate dimension of area, right? What is formula of area? Length into breadth. So length means its unit is meter, SI meter, centimeter, you can use any kilometer, and breadth is also same unit, meter, centimeter, kilometer. So both has magnitude of length and dimension of length is what? Capital L within a square bracket. So you can write dimension of area as dimension of length is capital L and dimension of breadth is also capital L. So L square. So this is dimension of area, L square. Here 2 is the dimension. Dimension of length here is 2. It means 2 times length is used in area formula, right? Okay. Next, velocity. Velocity is what? Displacement by time. So dimension of velocity V is, you always put within a square bracket. It shows dimension of velocity is what? Displacement dimension capital N and dimension of time is capital T. You take T in the numerator, it becomes LT minus 1 within a square bracket. So dimension of velocity is LT minus 1. In the same way, there are many derived physical quantity right now, and all derived physical quantity are written in terms of dimensions of fundamental quantity. For example, density. Okay. Okay. I'm going to write here. Right? Density. Dimension of density. Formula of density is what? Mass by volume. Right now? So, dimensional formula of density becomes mass. Dimension of mass is what? M. And dimension of volume. Length into breadth into height. 3 times length is used. So, dimension of length is used 3 times. So, L to the power 3. And it becomes M L to the power minus 3 when it goes in the numerator. This becomes. So, dimension of density becomes ml to the power minus 3. In the same way, you can write dimension of force, right? So, dimension of force, how you write? Force is what? M into A. So, dimension of force becomes, what is dimension of mass? M. And dimension of acceleration, acceleration is change in velocity per unit time. And dimension of velocity, you know, distance by time, lt minus 1 by t. It means lt to the power minus 2. lt to the power minus 2 is dimension of acceleration. Now, how you find dimension of acceleration? Okay, this is change in velocity per unit time. So, dimension of velocity is what? Already we have found out now, lt minus 1. lt minus 1 and dimension of time is t. So it becomes lt minus 2 right now. So dimension of acceleration is lt minus 2. So you can easily find dimension of force. Force is m into a. So dimension of mass is capital M and acceleration is lt minus 2 here, right? So it becomes dimension of force becomes m l t minus 2. Right now, so dimension of mostly all the derived physical quantity are expressed in terms of m, l and t. Only mostly these first three are used. These are also used in rare cases, but in most time all m, l, t and are used, right? So in this way you can find dimension of many other physical quantity like work, energy, momentum, right? So please take a screenshot of this one. Then I will write dimensions of some more derived physical quantity. Okay. Now I am going to write dimensions of some more derived physical quantity. First is work. How you write dimension of work? What is the formula of work? Force into distance. So dimension of work becomes what? What is dimension of force? We already derived now. Force is m into a. So m l t minus 2. And dimension of this displacement is L. When you multiply these two, you get dimension of work becomes M L1 L1 L to the power 2 T minus 2. This is the dimension of work, and this is also dimension of any type of energy. Energy is also work done, force into displacement. So same dimension is for energy also, M L square T to the power minus 2. Now pressure. Pressure is what? Pressure is force per unit area. So dimension of pressure becomes, dimension of force is what? M L T minus 2 and area is L to the power 2 A L square. Dimension becomes M. You take this L to the power 2 in the numerator. So 1 minus 2 becomes minus 1 T to the power minus 2. Right? This is dimension for pressure. Next one is power. Power is what? Work done per unit time. So dimension of power becomes work done, you know, ml2 t minus 2 and time derivative capital T. So dimension becomes ml2. You take this t in the numerator, t minus 1 and minus 2 minus 3. So t to the power minus 3. Right? In the same way, you can find dimension of momentum and impulse. Also, momentum is mass into velocity and impulse is force into time. So, dimension of this momentum becomes m into v. So, v is what? Lt minus 1. The dimensions becomes this one. And in the same way, impulse. Dimension of impulse is force into time. So, force is what? M L T to the power minus 2. And T is this one. So it becomes M L, T1 and T minus 2. Minus 2 plus 1, minus 1. So T minus 1. This is dimension of impulse. In this way, you can find dimension of any derived physical quantity, right? After this, I will start different applications or uses of dimensional formula. But before that, you must know about these quantities, types of variable and constants. There are two types of variable, dimensional variable and dimensionless variable. Variable means those which have different values, those quantities which changes their values. And dimensional means they have dimension also. So those physical quantity which have variable values with dimensions. For example, area, volume, force, all these are variable and also all have dimension, right now. So these are dimensional variable. Dimensionless variable next. Variable, it means quantities which have variable values but no dimension. It is dimensionless. For example, angle. Angle is what? Plane angle, solid angle, you know. Plane angle is arc by radius. Both have same dimension, cancel each other. It becomes dimensionless. But it is variable. In the same way, strain. Strain is change in quantity by original quantity. Change in length per unit length. Change in area per unit area. Change in volume per unit volume. Ratio of same thing. Again, no dimension. So these are dimensionless but variable. Next is dimensional constant. Those physical quantities which have constant values but dimension is there. Both constant value and dimension, like gravitational constant, Planck's constant. You know gravitational constant formula is what? F equal to G m1 m2 by r square. From here you find G. F into r square by m1 m2. It means it has some dimension but its value is constant. So it is dimensional constant. In the same way, Planck's constant, you can derive its dimension from E equal to h nu formula, right? Energy formula. Then last one is dimensionless constant. Both quantities which have constant value but no dimension. For example, pi. Pi is what? Its value is constant 3.14 and it has also no dimension. It is dimensionless. Then E also. All these are dimensionless constants. So please take a screenshot of this one. After that, I am going to start application of dimensional analysis. Now, applications of dimensional analysis. There are three main important applications, you can say uses of dimensional analysis. Number one, to check the correctness of formula, whether this formula is correct or not using dimensional analysis. Second, to find relation between various physical quantities. If it is given that this quantity depends on these factors, you can easily find the formula or you can say relation between various physical quantities. And third one, to convert one system of into another. If you want to convert SI system into CGS, into MKS, into FPS, you can easily convert using dimensional analysis, right? But before starting these applications, you must know about principle of homogeneity, because this principle is used in this first application to check the correctness of formula, right? So what is this? According to principle of homogeneity, two quantities can be added or subtracted only if they have same dimension. For example, 1 meter plus 5 meter. Answer is what? 6 meter. So 1 meter is also dimension of length. It means dimension is L. 5 meter is also dimension of length. And both have same dimension. It means these two quantities can be added. And again answer is in meter. Right now, 1 meter plus 5 meter is what? 6 meter. So this has also dimension L, this has also dimension L, and this answer has also dimension L. So according to this principle of homogeneity, two quantities can be added or subtracted only if they have same dimension. It means if the two quantities have same dimension, like this L plus L, answer is again L. Two quantities can be equal if they are of same dimension. Right hand side and left hand side, all the different terms have same dimension. If the two quantities are subtracted, suppose 5 minus 2. 5 meter minus 2 meter, answer is 3 meter. So answer is also in dimension of length, na? Meter. right now. Or you can say 5 meter minus 5 meter is 0, 0 meter. So answer is also again in dimension of length. So L minus L is not 0. L minus L is L. So these two are very important. Dimension of L plus dimension of L is again L. For example, 5 meter plus 2 meter is 3 meter. Answer is in meter. Dimension of L minus dimension of L is again L. For example, 5 meter minus 2 meter. Answer is 3 meter. Sorry, here 5 plus 2 is 7 meter. Sorry. This is addition and this one is subtraction. So all have same dimension L. So two quantities having same dimension can be subtracted or added, and both two quantities are equal only if both have same dimension. Left hand side equal to dimension of right hand side. If you write 5 meter minus 5 meter, answer is 0. 0 what? 0 meter. It has also dimension of length. So L minus L is not equal to 0. Remember this one. Always you write L minus L is 0. No. L minus L is not 0. Dimension of L minus dimension of L is dimension of L only. In the same way, dimension of mass plus dimension of mass is mass. 1 kg plus 2 kg is 3 kg. All have dimension of mass. In the same way, 5 kg minus 1 kg. If you subtract these two have dimension of mass, again you get 4 kg. Answer is in kg. So again dimension of mass. But if you want to add 1 meter into 5 kg, can you add this one? 1 meter plus 5 kg. Both have different dimension. You can't add dimension of L plus dimension of M. Can you add these two? No, you can't add. So, two quantities can be added or subtracted only if they have same dimension, and two quantities can be equal if they are of same dimension. This is principle of homogeneity, and these 2 points are very important when you are going to discuss about applications of dimensional analysis. Okay, it will be more clear with the help of some examples. Please take a screenshot of this one first. Now, based on principle of homogeneity, I am going to solve one or two questions. Question number 1. If a plus x is equal to y, where x and y are distance, find dimension of a. How you find dimension of a? You know x and y are distance. So, dimension of x becomes what? L. And also, dimension of y is what? L. Both are distance. These two quantities can only be added if both have same dimension according to principle of homogeneity right now. So whatever is dimension of x is dimension of a only. Therefore, dimension of a becomes L. This is the answer. In this way, you solve this question. And this topic is very important from board point of view, NEET exam, IIT-JEE, in any exams, one question come from this topic. That's why I'm focusing more on these topics, right? Next question number 2. If F equal to AX, where F is what? Force. X is what? Distance. Now you have to find dimension of A. How you calculate dimension of A? First you write what is dimension of force. Force is what? M into A. So M into A becomes M L T minus 2. You remember this one. This is dimension of force. And dimension of X is what? L. Right? Now you have to find dimension of A. So dimension of A becomes what? Dimension of F by dimension of this X. So dimension of force is M L T minus 2. Right now? And dimension of this L X is, sorry, L. You divide this one, L cancel. Dimension becomes M T to the power minus 2. This is dimension of A. In this way, we solve the questions. One more last question is there. Find dimension of A and B in this equation where P is power, X is displacement and V is velocity. First you write dimension of P, X and V, then you solve this question. So dimension of power is what? Power is what? Work done per unit time. So Dimensional formula for this power becomes work done is energy, force into distance. It means m n square t minus 2 is work done by time t. So this equation becomes m n square t minus 3. This is dimensional formula for power. Then dimensional formula for velocity is what? L t minus 1. And dimensional formula of physics becomes L. Now you have to calculate dimension of A and B. You know the two quantities can be subtracted or added only both have same dimension. It means dimension of A is equal to dimension of X and dimension of X is L. Therefore, dimension of A is also L. In this way, you calculate dimension of A with the help of principle of homogeneity. The two quantities can be added or subtracted only if both have same dimension. Now, next dimension of B. So, from here, B equal to what? A minus X by P into V. So, you have to calculate dimension of B. So, you write dimension of A is what? L minus dimension of X is L by dimension of P is m n square t minus 3 and dimension of V is L t minus 1. Right? Now, if you subtract the two dimension n minus L, it is not 0. It becomes L only. Right? And this dimension m L2 and L1 becomes L3 and t minus 3, t minus 1 becomes t minus 4. Now, the dimension of B becomes what? M, it goes in the numerator, it becomes m minus 1. L1 and L3 goes in the numerator, it becomes n minus 3. So, 1 minus 3 is minus 2 and then t to the power 4. This is the dimensional formula of constant B. Right? In this way, you can solve dimensions if any equation is there. Right? And this is very important topic. That's why I am discussing in detail. After this, I will start applications of dimensional analysis. Please take a screenshot of this one. So with this, I am going to end the class. In the next video, I will discuss about different applications of dimensional analysis. Okay students, up to then, please keep revising and stay tuned with this channel. Thank you.